guys, Zach here again. Today I'm going to be talking to you basically about why iPhones are so expensive. I hear a lot of people complaining about, iPhones, they're too expensive. In reality, they're not that expensive when you look at it. If you get it on a contract, you can usually get it $200 when it first come out for the base model, your 16 gig. Well, the iPhone 4S, you can get the 4S 16 gig for I think it was $199 on AT&T. But here in Australia, we get our phones for free on plans usually. If you get a plan that's usually above $60 a month, including your data and everything, you get the iPhone for free. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is why they're so expensive, why they cost so much, and just sort of try and justify this. I'm trying to make this from as less of a less of a favouring towards Apple, because I am a big Apple fanatic, I guess you could say. But I'll try and make this as unbiased as possible. That's the word, unbiased. Got it, unbiased. Make this unbiased as possible, and without trying to say that, oh, Apple, hail Apple. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this fair. Anyway, I've got stats, I've got figures to back it up, because I don't want to come into this blindly and just talk off the top of my head. I want to have some facts behind me, so I've got stuff to back up my statements. So what I did is I found out how much it costs to build an iPhone. Keep in mind, this is just your manufacturing and your parts. So it's basically just where it's built and the parts that go into it. This doesn't include the development of prototypes, the iOS development or anything like this. This is just purely building the phone. But towards the end I'll also bring in some more elements such as delivery, all that kind of thing, just to give you an idea as to why the iPhone seems to be a bit more expensive than its equivalent counterpart, say the Samsung S2 Galaxy. Anyway, when it comes to figures, I'll just run it down for you pretty quickly. Essentially, it costs $196 to build an iPhone 4S 16GB model. That's your base model. That's how much it costs to make. If you want to get into some more details, the process only costs $15, but I guess they buy it in bulk, so what else? The battery only costs $5.90. It's a lot cheaper than what you can buy online if you want a replacement one. Your display in total costs $37 for it. No, not too bad. The thing I found most interesting about this was that when you upgrade the memory, it costs a fair bit. Like for the 16GB model, the flash drive, the NAND flash that's in the iPhone, for the 16GB costs $19.20 to buy. The 32GB costs $38.40, and the 64GB costs $76.80. That's a pretty big price gap in between them. But anyway, we'll go back to the main price here. Alright, so for your base model 16GB 4S, straight off the factory line, it's going to cost them $196. If you go through AT&T, you get it for $199. So essentially you're paying just what it costs to manufacture the phone. And I guess you could justify that extra $4 just to deliver it from Foxconn. But the biggest thing that people hang up about iPhones they have is the fact that there is a big price difference between them and their counterpart. The price difference is controlled through two things mostly. Number one being that it's Apple. They can charge whatever they want for their products. If they want to charge $400, they can charge $400. If they want to charge $700, they can do it. They're one of the largest companies in the world, the biggest smartphone makers, they're the biggest tablet makers. They have a huge market control over that area. So I think they can basically charge whatever they want, and there's still going to be people that are going to pay no matter what, just because they love the products. I would admittedly have to be one of those people who would probably pay just about anything. Of course there is limitations on that sort of thing, but generally I'd be willing to pay anything. And the second thing is the fact that here's an example. The iPhone costs $196 to make. Let's say an Android phone I'm not going to pick any particular model because I don't want to pick on them. Let's just say it costs 150. I'm not saying it does, but I'm just saying, let's say for this example it costs 150. As it progresses along the lines of the chain process, I guess you could call it, from making it from the factory floor to the product floor, as it goes along, each company that's involved, whether it's a delivery company, a company that's offering it for resale as a authorized reseller or whatever, they will charge a certain percentage on the price. So whether it's 10%, 15%, say it was 10% on the 196, that's $19.60. If it's 10% on the 150, it's only $15. So it continues to go up over that percentage. It's not just controlled by a set amount, it works on percentages, which continues to increase as you go on. But I think it's got more to do with the fact that it's Apple. They do what they want, it's their company, they have a massive control, it's up to them. So I think that's just essentially what it comes down to. There's not a lot we can do about it. I'm pretty happy with the prices. I mean, I can afford it. Majority of people can afford it. But you know, there's also those lesser options from, not lesser options, sorry, that's not the way of putting it, other options that are less expensive, which give you a similar product but a different experience for those people who are unable to afford it. But yeah, that's essentially it. It just comes down to the fact that they have market control, they're a big company, and the small impact of that chain effect as they go along. But I think they also aim at two different markets. I think a lot of Android phones, they aim for that mid-market. They don't want to go cheap, but they don't want to go too expensive. They aim to kind of suit everyone's needs in a way. People that aren't looking for the top range, best model they can go to, say an Android phone, they kind of get the same experience, but it's not quite there. But they don't know that because they haven't experienced it. They can't completely comprehend and understand. Each has their own market, and basically that's just sort of what it comes down to. Can't help it, that's how it is. But that's basically it. Market control, the chain effect, and because they're Apple. That's basically all it is. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll hopefully be able to bring you another video tomorrow or the day after. I'm hoping it'll be tomorrow though, but we'll see how you go. If you guys could subscribe, favorite this video, or like it, that would help me out a ton and I'd really appreciate it. But as for now guys, see ya on the next video.